Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchick. We are tracking some breaking news in Northeast Portland where police say one person was shot and hurt during a robbery at a gas station.
Our Corey Johnson is live at the scene. Corey, what have you learned so far?
Yeah, good morning, Matthew. China, still a very active scene out here in Northeast Portland. Now, Portland police now say this all started as a robbery at the convenience store here at the 76 gas station near Northeast Broadway and Northeast Grand. You can see closely the glass shattered outside the gas station. Now, during that robbery, investigators say one person was shot and injured. That victim was taken to the hospital by ambulance. And so far, Portland police have not released any additional information about that person's condition. Investigators say the suspect or suspects left the scene before officers arrived and no arrests have been made yet. Now, I talked with two people within the last 15 minutes who spoke with us. Now, they tell me they saw the entire shooting play out. They tell me the manager of the gas station was shot after they saw a group of people enter the store. They said the entire shooting happened in a matter of seconds.
We come back to get a soda, and then right before he gets to the door, just gunshots. And then they come out, almost push him over, and get in the cars and bail out.
Were you afraid you were going to get shot?
Yeah, we definitely were a little afraid we were going to get shot.
Now, Portland police tell me the call for this robbery came in about 4:45 this morning. They also say the major crimes unit remains on the scene here. They're processing the scene currently as they work to identify exactly who was responsible and what exactly led up to the shooting. And of course, we'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more details about what exactly happened early this morning. Matthew, China.
Thank you, Corey. And we want to take it over to Chris right now. Chris, are you seeing any traffic impacts on your end?
So this is where Corey is located at that scene. This is on, again, MLK and Broadway. Broadway is a one-way westbound. And the good news here is that Corey has mentioned there are no traffic closures around that. So that busy intersection is free, but obviously a bit of a visual distraction for cars as they pass on by. I do have some other trouble to talk about here. I want to get you out to Yamhill County right now. 99W southbound lanes are blocked just south of Dundee near milepost 22. This is just south of the Oregon Highway 18 Dundee bypass. Here's a look at the backup right now, and you can see on this traffic camera here, this is a snapshot, so it's a photo, not video, but you can see that long snaking line of southbound 99W, or actually, excuse me, this is Oregon Highway 18 getting onto 99W. So traffic is really backed up here. We'll keep you posted on this. I don't have any word on any injuries, but certainly once that clears, hopefully traffic will flush out. The rest of the freeway drive this morning off to a pretty good start. I don't have any other major issues out there just yet. Rod?
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, happy Friday to you. It looks like we're going to have a nice day. A little bit of sun coming through. Some broken cloudiness down in Salem right now, 55 degrees. Clouds have been generally solid over Portland to start. This is a morning cloud, afternoon sun forecast today. We're at 60 degrees. All dry. In fact, the entire 7 days back to being all dry. 65 at 11, 74 at 2. We may just get up to 80 for a high. Again, the sun is coming. Winds will be light, northwest 5 to 15 miles per hour. Enjoy what looks to be a really nice day.
Rod, thank you. We have an update on a 13-year-old boy who was shot multiple times in the St. John's neighborhood. Authorities say the boy should survive. The shooting was near North Portland's Roosevelt High. So far, no one's been arrested. A neighbor we spoke with described hearing 7 or 8 gunshots. If you think you know anything about what happened, you're encouraged to contact police.
Police say a Hood River man drove his Porsche onto a closed I-84 exit ramp early Wednesday morning, hitting 2 ODOT workers before driving away. The exit to the Hood River White Salmon Bridge was closed while crews cleared a tractor-trailer crash. State police pulled over 43-year-old Gregory Polanski about 90 minutes later. Officers say Polanski told them that he drove onto the closed ramp because he needed to get to work.
I want to see every single one of my guys make it home at night. Every single one of them has families. And the last thing that I want to do is have to deal with calling their families.
The workers weren't seriously hurt. Polanski is now facing multiple charges, including assault, reckless driving, and hit and run.
Washington County officials are taking new steps to stop people from stealing from businesses. Suspects could now be booked into jail immediately instead of getting a criminal citation and an order to appeal in court later. District Attorney Kevin Barton is urging business owners to report every theft to police and to reconsider store policies that skip reporting thefts below certain dollar amounts. He's also asking stores with private parking to adopt towing policies for non-customer vehicles. In 2022, Barton's office created a countywide retail theft task force, which included $3 million in grants that businesses can use for things like upgrading security systems. Well, this morning we are continuing to follow the debate over hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayer money for upgrades to the Moda Center and trying to guarantee that the Trailblazers stick around for decades to come.
Yeah, on Thursday, the city sent the team a draft of a term sheet, essentially an opening offer that will frame the first phase of negotiations, showing what the city wants to return for public funding. Devin Haskins is live outside the Moda Center with more on the ongoing saga between the two sides. So, Devin, what is the city asking for in return?
The term sheet that was given to the team came after an hours-long executive session on Thursday morning with city councilors, where city negotiators took that feedback to create the framework for that deal. So here's some of the highlights that the city is pointing out in that deal. First, a 20-year lease, making a commitment that team owners won't relocate the Blazers to another city. They're also asking that the team make a requirement to use union labor for renovations. The team would also be responsible for any cost overruns. They also want the owners to pay $3 million annually in lieu of property taxes. And finally, a requirement for community partnerships and local hiring. Again, all of this is just a starting point and a framework toward a deal. Next up, the Blazers will need to respond. City Administrator Raymond Lee hopes this term sheet convinces the team to share more information about the planned renovation.
The city is making all efforts to make sure that the Blazers stay here, and this is the permanent home of the Portland Trail Blazers. But we also want to make sure whatever we put forth as it relates to an agreement with the Blazers, this is something that we truly all believe in and something that we can move forward in, and that we're getting that return on that investment, not only from a city perspective and the finances that are going into the deal, but also from a community aspect.
So we should note there is also a deadline here coming up in about 4 weeks where that term sheet needs to be finalized and approved. Then that would help unlock millions of dollars in state funding that would go towards the renovation here of the Moda Center. Back to you.
Devin Haskins reporting live this morning outside of Moda. Thank you, Devin. And there is a lot of outstanding questions with so much at stake. And we'd like to know what you're wondering about when it comes to the future of Moda Center. So text us your questions to this number right here, 503-226-5088, and we'll add it to our list of we work to get clarity and answers. In other news this morning, new wildfires continue to pop up across the state. We want to start with a new one off the east where evacuation levels are being upgraded. Yeah,
so this is the Hogue Fire in Gilliam County, previously called the Lower Rock Creek Fire. It's burning west of Highway 19 and is just one of 5 fires burning across the county. Pictures from the sheriff's office show just how close to homes the fire is. They say multiple homes have been lost. The Oregon State Fire Marshal has been called in to help.
2 fires have caused trouble for in and around Antelope and Wasco County. The entire town is under a level 3 go now evacuation order. As that was issued, another fire popped up alongside the main evacuation route, Highway 293. Shelter is available at Madras Middle School.
And in Umatilla County, crews say the Lower Dry Creek fire became erratic during yesterday's storms. The Oregon State Fire Marshal was called in to help local crews there. The fire has spread to over 6,000 acres so far and has five homes have been burned. And in the
Willamette National Forest, 11 fires were confirmed yesterday after yesterday's thunderstorms. The U.S. Forest Service saying that over 750 strikes were produced across the area. Thankfully, all of the fires are small and being managed. They say that they expect smoke reports in the coming days as crews continue to look for new fires.
And here's a look back at just how active that storm was yesterday morning. This is video taken from our sky cams across our area. We heard the rumbling here at the station. We had viewers from all over sending us video telling us how the storm woke them up around 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, I was talking to some people yesterday, said that their dogs were going crazy and things like that. So yeah, it was just very active, Rod.
Absolutely, and I do have a point of clarification. You just had that story out of the Willamette National Forest, and they were saying, what, 795 strikes or something of that nature. Here's a map showing some of the strikes that we had yesterday, the coast, the west side, and a ribbon of activity the east side. So this number of total strikes, 1,184, that comes from the data center that we use, our provider. Chris has been talking to them on the phone this morning to verify. It looks like this does include satellite imagery as well, which means cloud-to-cloud strikes are counted as well as the more important, if you will, strikes that go from the clouds down to the ground and would potentially produce new fire starts. At any rate, it was one of the bigger outbreaks of lightning and certainly the duration that I have seen in the 25, 26 years I have been working here in the Pacific Northwest. Here's where we are this morning. Thunderstorms have moved out of eastern Oregon into Idaho, and with that happening, it leaves us with a dry forecast. And for Portland, our 7 days now completely dry. The Reserve Golf Course, you saw the cloud cover from the Explorer Tualatin Valley location. Here are the clouds over the Columbia from Vancouver to the Springs at the waterfront. Pearson Airfield reporting 60 degrees this morning. This should be a morning cloud, afternoon sun kind of day. We're at 57 in Hillsboro and Scappoose and Battleground and Oregon City right now. Anybody else 57? Nope. Salem 55, 58 up in Aurora. Good morning to you folks. Afternoon map features 90s out east and nearing 90 in central Oregon, and then 70s to about 80 up and down the valley and 60s at the coast. The coast also expected to see clearing during the day. This should be a really comfortable Friday for us. I've got Portland just up to 80, 84 tomorrow, some early clouds, otherwise a sunny Saturday, a sunny 88 degrees Sunday, and then it looks like we go on a run of 90-degree temperatures starting on Monday.